So you found the house that you want to buy. The search is over. Congratulations. Now we can move on to the actual buying, the action of buying. Now, you've already met the seller, and the seller has shown you the house, and you've taken a tour. That's the house. You've made up your mind 100%. But how do you know that the buyer, the seller as the buyer, how do you know that the seller actually owns that house? Okay? How can you make sure that the person who's introduced himself or herself to you as the seller of the property that you're interested in is actually the owner of that property? What document do you ask for? You have to ask for proof, right? You have to be sure. You have to make sure. I mean, you're gonna you're gonna give that person thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, perhaps. How can you be sure that they're who they say they are? How can you be sure that they own the property that you want? What do you ask for? Do you ask for the tapu, the title deed? You ask for the title deed, right? I mean, that's the document that shows that they own that piece of property. So you have to ask for the title deed, right? Wrong. Okay? Because the title deed doesn't really prove that they own that piece of property. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, that is not the document that proves that they own that property. Yes, a title deed in the traditional sense, it's what it is, right? It's basically a piece of paper that shows at a certain level that they own a piece of property. But here's the problem. First of all, how do you know that title deed, that tapu document is genuine? How do you know that it's real? How do you know that it's not fake? Right? I mean, people have printed fake tapus before, fake title deeds. It's happened. It happens in every country. It certainly happens here in Turkey once in a while. It doesn't happen as often as it used to, but it still happens. We hear about it every once in a while. How do you know that the information on the tapu is correct? Even if it's not fake, even if it's genuine, how do you know that it's not? How do you know that it's up to date? A tapu document could be years, even decades old, right? And the information that's on the tapu, on the title deed, is as old as that document. So the information that was printed on the tapu, on the title deed, only shows the facts of that property back on the date that it was printed on. So if the title deed was printed 20 years ago, it only shows what that property was like, what its ownership status was 20 years ago. It doesn't show its current status. How can you be sure that there aren't any? How do you know that that house that you like hasn't been foreclosed, or that it doesn't have any levies against it by like creditors, by banks? How do you know that it hasn't been signed away to somebody else already? How do you know that somebody hasn't claimed like partial ownership of that? Maybe some distant relative who claimed the same inheritance as the owner, right? There's no way to prove ownership, up-to-date ownership of a property from the title deed alone. Okay, so what do you do? What do you ask for? Well, TAKBIS to the rescue. TAKBIS. TAKBIS. It's an acronym for Land Registry, Tapu Kadastro Bilgi Sistemi in Turkish. In English, it's basically, it stands for Land Registry and Cadastro Information System, okay? And it is a web-based system. So what you do is you ask the seller for a copy of the TAKBIS documents for that specific property, okay? They don't even have to send you the actual TAKBIS documents. They will, but they don't have to. All they can do, or they could do, is send you the document number of their TAKBIS, okay? What you do is you go to webtapu.tkgm.gov.tr. That is the website of the Turkish Land Registry and Cadastro. And then you enter that TAKBIS document number on there, and then you get to see the PDF of that TAKBIS document. And the TAKBIS document is an amazing document because it shows way more information than the title deed. Okay, it shows all the property information from its like parcel number, island number, it's almost like exact coordinates. the ownership information. If there's been any legal issues with the property, it will show those in chronological order. It will give you way more insight into the history of the property and its ownership information, most importantly. And what is very critical here is the fact that a TAKBIS document will be up to date. Okay, whenever you enter that TAKBIS number, document number, on the government's website, on the Topokadastro website, it will show you the PDF file as it was generated right there and then. Okay, so it's gonna show information that's not available on the title deed. So that's what you should ask the seller for in order to prove that they are who they say they are, and that they actually do own the property, and that the property that you want to buy is actually good and it doesn't have any legal issues with it. Okay, just my 2 cents on the issue. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to my channel, please. I'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions, any real estate related questions, please go ahead and leave those in the comment section, and I'll try to do my best in answering them. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.